Yo, what's good everyone? It's MJO23Dan back with another video, and you guys have asked for it, and this is the Air Jordan 2 comparison. So per my last video, you saw that I picked up the UNC, or the 2 that started it all, Jordan Converse Pack Air Jordan 2. I'm going to be comparing that with the 2004 Air Jordan 2, and right up here at the top, this is a very delicate 1994 Air Jordan 2 Retro. So the Air Jordan 2 was born in 1987. The Air Jordan 1 was actually worn in Jordan's first and second NBA seasons. The Air Jordan 2 came around and it was designed by Bruce Kilgore along with Peter Moore, and it was one of the first Nike shoes to not feature the Nike swoosh. At this time, we still did not get the Air Jordan Jumpman logo. That would be introduced in the Air Jordan 3 in Tinker Hatfield's design. So each Jordan that you see, 1 through 31, you'll see the transition from one Air Jordan to the next, whether that be the tooling or a design element from the previous model. So from the Air Jordan 1, the Wings logo is present in the Air Jordan 2. They had eliminated the rubber midsole and introduced polyurethane. Polyurethane made the shoe a bit lighter, and it was present from Air Jordans 2 all the way through the 9. So you'll notice with Air Jordans that the midsoles in 2 through 9 start crumbling. So as you see in this 94, because of age, the disintegration of the midsole is happening. Nike did not know this at this time, nor it was probably nothing that they could ever predict. So these are the materials that were used at the time. So I apologize, I do not have the OG2. That's probably a sneaker that I'll gain much later down the line. Air Jordan 2s, or OG Air Jordan 2s in general, with the box and everything, with the type of collector that I am, it's really hard to obtain. So if one ever does come across my way, there's got to be some exceptions. So let's speak about the 94. So the 94 is supposed to be as close to OG as possible. This is the first time that Jordan or Nike had retroed the series 1 through 3, and I'm not sure why they discontinued it, probably because of sales or whatnot, but the 94 series and the 95 series were just absolute great retros. One of the ones that we appreciate nowadays, but at the time we didn't really get to. Jordan at the time was in retirement, and I guess it was Nike's way of celebrating the man as he left the game. But as we all know, that Tinker Hatfield did continue the series in the Air Jordan 9, the 10, and the 11, which is my absolute favorite. So one thing you'll notice about the Air Jordan in the 94 and 95 Retro is that you have 4 of these lace holes here in the shoe. Now, from what I've noticed over the years is that all 94, 95 Air Jordan 2s have 4 of these despite any size differences to the shoe. Now when we come to the 2004 and moving onward, based on the size, I believe it will start maybe around the 10.5 or an 11, that you'll get actually one other lace hole, as you see in the 94 and 95 Air Jordan 2 Retro. So this is a size 10. You'll see that there are 3. I believe it starts 10.5. You'll start to get 4. Now that seemed to stop around 2016. In 2016 we got the Air Jordan 2 Low, and those had the 4 lace holes in there. And then in 2017, regardless of size, there is 3 here. So we're still moving away from what this is supposed to be, perhaps a remastered shoe, but if the 94 is going to be the closest thing to the OG, you got to stick with the 4 lace holes. So the 94 used really good leather, again pretty much close to the OG. You got the leather or reptile style print up here at this panel here. Everything else is smooth leather all around the shoe. When you get to the 2004, they threw on this piping here with the red and the black right behind that reptile leather panel, and that's just not a look that, you know, was like the 94 95 Retro. So this is something that they use throughout like the mid 2000s, and it just wasn't a good look. They also threw the Jordan at the bottom of the outsole, whereas on the 94-95 retro they had the Nike, and Nike was present also in the OG. So here's the 2016 Air Jordan 2 Low. We didn't get a mid in this colorway yet. We're still waiting. But what you will notice here is that they continued with the 4 lace holes here at the side of the tongue. They did stick with that piping there, you know, like we had with the mid 2000s, although this is a little bit of a rounded piping. And then on the 2004, it had the red and black flat leather beneath it. And then at the bottom of the Air Jordan 2 Low, they threw on the Nike. And then a throwback to the OG, they actually had the sizing up here at the tip of this panel. So again, this is a size 10, so you'll notice it's a size 10 on the 2016. And then, of course, the Nike there. But the block style isn't the same as it is on the 1994-95 retro. On the 2016, it's a bit more rounded. And finally, the Air Jordan 2 coming into the Jordan Converse pack. They eliminated that piping there, which was absolutely great. I would have loved to see, 4 lace holes, of course, and you will see here at the bottom. They did keep the Nike with the same style as the 2016 and the sizing up here at the top of the panel. The difference with this shoe amongst others is the blue on the back. Of course, I had already mentioned that MJ had actually hand painted that pair as he wore in 1986 in the first Pro Alumni game. Again, you do notice that Jordan Brand did give a tribute to the 6/28/87 game, which was the second game that Michael Jordan played in, but he wore a low version of the Air Jordan 2 in PE UNC colorways. Another difference that they used here on the Air Jordan 2 is that they put a nylon backing on the inside of the entire shoe except for the lining, but the backing on, say, the midfoot out toward the toe, they actually put this nylon backing on it, and that was not present on previous Air Jordan 2s. So I feel like it's a bit of a tribute to what they did with the Converse that was included into the pack. Every Air Jordan 2 has this textile fabric backing on the back of the Air Jordan 2. One other thing that I do appreciate that the brand does continue to do is they use metal on the eye stays, so that continues on. Here of the leather, they actually flipped it on the Converse Jordan pack, so the reptile is up here at the collar or ankle of the shoe, and then smooth leather all throughout the entire sneaker. And that's really about it. That is your little comparison of the 94 or 95 retro Air Jordan 2, the 2004 Air Jordan 2, and the 2017 Converse Jordan Air Jordan 2. If you guys have any additional questions, please hit me up in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel if you love the content. Hit me with a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.